Greetings and salutations, my friend. I am making this video to give you a bit of an update on the bleeding that was happening last week, and honestly I wish I didn't have to make this video. I'd rather make other types of videos right now, and I promised myself that I will move on from making videos on my detransition, but you know, the way life works, it throws things at you, and I wish it wasn't a topic I had to talk about. There's always complications, you know, because I wish I didn't have those complications. And you know, the sort of videos I like to make, they take much more time to make. The time you put into the production of those videos, like the ones I did on loneliness, or the one I did on the 4 reasons why what we as a modern society have in common with ancient Greece. Those videos take much more time and effort to produce, whereas those quick updates about me, my life and my health, they're relatively easy to make, you know, just boom, 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 get them together, bam, done. 2 hours work. I'm really grateful for all the comments I received on my latest video. Unfortunately, I didn't have time or energy to reply to those comments, and I'm really sorry about that, but my energy levels were really low this week, unfortunately. I received some criticism from one of the commenters on my video, and that is something I will take into consideration. Apparently, I did not specify whether I'm a male detransitioner or female detransitioner, and well, you know, you can see it in the description of my channel. I probably should get a bit better at explaining that, but you know, it's tiresome to just mention that in every single video, and I understand that to some people my androgynous look can look, well, a little bit confusing, but now I'm a male. I'm definitely male. Although last time I checked, you know, I can't really be sure. Anyway, I had more bleedings since the last video I made. I was out at the pub this Saturday, and when I came home, I was bleeding. And I just want to specify that, you know, a lot of people, when they hear me say that, they are thinking huge amounts of blood, bleeding out. I'm probably anemic because of how much blood I lost. No, nothing like that, nothing major. It's comparable with a minor nosebleed, really. It bleeds for a couple of minutes, then it stops, and you know, it's never pleasant to see yourself bleed. But no, it's not like my life was in danger or anything like that. But I did muster the courage to go to an urgent care center or an emergency room because of those bleedings. I was still bleeding a little bit Sunday morning, and I wanted to make sure that, well, the blood is actually coming from the surgical wound. I'm not going to call it vagina because technically it isn't, and you know, as a guy, I don't really like using that word. You know, it's not very manly going around saying, hey, my vagina, you know. Like, no, I'm not going to be calling that, sorry. It's a surgical wound, that's what it is. And let's be technical about it. It's not a neovagina, nothing like that. I don't think you can create a vagina out of a penis. That's just impossible with today's medicine and technology. I mean, so I went there, and I knew that I was bleeding from that hole. Okay, there was no doubt about it. But for a moment, I thought maybe I had a UTI or something like that, because I've noticed the bleeding right after urinating. But it's probably because, you know, that was the only time I was checking myself. You know, when you're wiping yourself and you see blood on the paper. Yeah, you know, that's why I wasn't completely sure, but I will, you know, when your urethra is bleeding or the blood is coming from your urinary tract, it leaves very different stains of blood on the paper, you know. Whereas if it comes from that wound, which is more wide, prolonged in that way, and deeper in there, it leaves this sort of pattern with most blood right in the middle, and then like tiny flecks of blood around it. It's also very different when your anus is bleeding. That's when blood is more concentrated at one spot. It's something you learn to recognize, you know. I feel like Dexter right now, where I'm talking about it. Miami Metro should hire me, definitely. I'm quite an expert at that right now. So, I was at the emergency room just to check if I didn't have any infection. It's fine, there's no infection, and there's no UTI, so that's nothing to worry about, right? I have had people in the comments suggesting that I might have hemorrhoids. I never had hemorrhoids in my life. I was checked for it. The only time I had anal bleeding was because of the surgery. I had a cut alongside my rectum, which kept opening whenever I was about to take a shit. That's metal as fuck if you think about it. And, you know, it was such an uncomfortable feeling being examined there. I hate it when people touch me there, mostly because, you know, I had medical trauma, but also sexual trauma, you know, being sexually assaulted and having this surgery. You don't want people to be touching you down there or examining you down there. It was such a stressful Sunday for me, you know, even though I was there for maybe, I don't know, 2-3 hours in total. It felt like a whole eternity, and I just had so little energy afterwards this week, you know. Like I didn't even write anything. I was just staying home and playing video games and watching some films. That's pretty much it. I feel useless right now. The good news is I'm not bleeding anymore, but I don't know when it's going to happen next time, you know. Could be next year, could be tomorrow, could be today, could be in 10 days. I don't know. But based on what they said, the reason why it's bleeding is apparently because of dryness, you know. And when you're walking around, especially if you're straining yourself, that can cause some bleeding there, you know, the skin rips and all of that. And at times it certainly feels down there like there's something has ripped, like the sort of cut type of pain. And I do experience a lot of muscular pain down there, like at all time pretty much, but this is different. This is like a cut sort of pain, so it's no surprising that I'm bleeding. I'm going to have a CT scan just to check what exactly is going down there, because it's impossible for them to examine the internal structure of my wound, since I haven't been dilating for 9 years. Why should I, honestly? I get why people do that, right? You should be dilating, but there's no way I'm going to be inserting something inside my body into me. No way. I think it's absolutely humiliating. I'm not going to be doing that, sorry. And, you know, we'll see what the results will show. I hope it's not going to be too bad, to be honest, but at this point I am considering having that internal structure removed completely, you know, so it's just the external parts that are there. And I wish I was informed that that could be a possibility to do that kind of surgery in the first place, even though I don't think I should be getting that surgery at all. But still, that would save me a lot of trouble if I didn't have that internal part. And I knew sort of that one day, a day will come where I will have to remove it, because it'll be causing me too much problems, and it has been causing me nothing but problems throughout the years, to be honest. It's not that I made the decision to have this sort of procedure, but it's definitely something I'm considering. And you know, years ago I said that I'd rather die than have another surgery done, you know. But years later, I also look at it a bit differently, you know, because I no longer just want to avoid the suffering. I want to actually live, you know, I want to live a proper life, and I see just how much the surgery has limited my life and my possibilities regarding what I can do physically, right? And it sucks, but well, you know, what can I do other than that? So I'm starting to think about it. I didn't intend to make any videos this week because of just how tired I am after the whole experience, but I felt like just making this quick video just to inform you about my current situation and what's going on, because I know a lot of you have been worried and show some concern about my health in the comments. I appreciate that. I'm doing fine, you know, despite all of this, really. And I realize that, you know, there are some issues and challenges I need to take seriously in my life, especially moving forwards. Okay, I really don't know when I'll be making the next video, the one on autism. The plan was to make it this week, but nah, really, I'm not feeling like it. Maybe next week, but there's no promises. I am just prioritizing my health right now. But as soon as I have the energy, I will get back to making more videos. And oh boy, there are some interesting things coming. I'll be making more videos on philosophy. You know, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I'm really into philosophy, and I'm writing a book that could be, you know, considered philosophical. It's philosophy of technology, actually, and I want to go a bit chronologically, make more videos about some ancient Greek philosophy, maybe starting with Plato. I'm not really that much into Plato, but I think there's some interesting things there we can talk about, and maybe some Eastern philosophy as well, and some contemporary philosophy, because there's a lot of interesting contemporary philosophers there at the moment. I think it's more interesting than, you know, historical philosophy, and those philosophers almost everyone has heard about, but you know, if you can drop some names of like contemporary philosophers, that's probably because, you know, you're really interested in this subject. And who knows, I might even have a known philosopher on my channel. So I always, at the end of those videos, I always tell you to take care of yourself. But this time, I think I have to say it to myself. I'm going to be taking care of myself now. And yeah, I'll see you soon. So I will take care of myself in the meantime. Ciao.